say your boyfriend broke his diamonds fake. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party.
What is going on, guys? It's Boy Sensationlive, welcome you guys back to my channel. So the Blackout game mode is imminent and it is coming out on Monday, guys, but we have a big bit of paper that has literally been published by Treyarch themselves telling us how to win on the Battle Royale, how Battle Royale works. So we'll have multiple videos up over the course of this weekend explaining like where the zombies locations are, where these different locations are, like health regen, items, special items, supply drops, all the different vehicles we're going to be covering in this video. We're going to be covering all the vehicles, like just loads of stuff, like how the guns work, all the different weapons, loadouts, how you change your loadouts, how many items you can carry and stuff. So make sure you listen to this video very, very carefully, guys, because we're literally going to be going through so much information right now that you guys are going to need to be listening very, very carefully. I won't have music very loud on this at all. I need your concentration because this is going to allow you guys to learn basically the dynamics, how we're going to be moving through the map and how it's going to work, like objectives, storms and stuff like that, how everything ties in. So it says how to win Battle Royale, a basic overview. Blackout is a Battle Royale game mode. The last person or team standing wins the game. Survive to the end as the play space gets smaller and smaller over time. We call this the collapse. So instead of the storm, it's going to be called the collapse. The collapse forces players and teams into increasingly small play spaces, thus creating intense battles. Now, as I'm reading this, guys, you're going to be hearing a lot of stuff that is going to be relevant to, like, Fortnite, for example, alright? It will say later on as well, instead of a battle bus, it's like an aeroplane or a helicopter. You jump out and then you go to your destination. So it says, always remember the game is not over if a teammate is eliminated. Keep fighting until the better or bittersweet end. You have one life and will not respawn, so make it count. Getting you into game ASAP. The Blackout beta will toss you into a level even before the game officially starts. This pre-game lobby is called Drop Zone. So this drop zone is basically like the playground mode, guys. It's the pre-game lobby like on Fortnite where you sit and wait before you go into the game. It says here you can learn the map and try out some weapons and understandings of the game system and mechanics. But note, once the match begins, you won't bring any weapons or equipment used in Drop Zone with you into the match. Once a number of players have joined the lobby, a countdown clock will start, and then it's time to get down to business. Getting around. Infiltration. Blackout begins with all players in a transport helicopter that flies across the map in a randomly chosen straight line. You can choose when to jump. Navigate. The drop process is done with the wingsuit. You can point in a general direction for both extra speed and distance to fall straight towards down for maximum speed. Since you are using a wingsuit, you are effectively a wing. The more airflow over that wing, the better you can fly. Let it soar. When you get close to the ground, your parachute will automatically deploy. Use it to slow your momentum. All the information you need to become a wingsuit master is indicated in the game HUD. You can monitor your overall momentum and see where the parachute will deploy as you approach the ground. It says base jumping. The wingsuit stays with you after your initial infiltration into the map. Can be redeployed. Redeployed. We call it base jumping. You can base jump by sprinting towards your desired location and then hold the jump button. You will not redeploy the parachute when base jumping and are unlikely to receive full damage under normal circumstances. So moving on to vehicles. ATV holds a max of 2 people and has off-roading capabilities with medium speed. We have cargo trucks, 1 driver with room for others in the truck bed. It has a limited off-roading capabilities and limited speed. Use the cargo truck to store weapons and other items for your late game push to victory. So you can actually transport items with you to where you're going. Tactical raft. This boat fits 2 comfortably but can pack in quite a few if you don't mind getting cozy. The raft is a great way to navigate the abundant water in Blackout. Light helicopter. A helicopter that holds a max of 4 passengers and the pilot. This aircraft will start to malfunction in the late states of the game as it is very susceptible to lock-on missile launchers, but is by far the fastest way to get from point A to point B. So keep that in mind. Vehicles are an ideal option to move quickly from one location to another when the collapse is closing in. or to pursue or flee enemies. So the collapse, once again, talking about the storm moving in. So now we're moving on to building your loadout, collecting and managing items. Getting equipped. Most items in Blackout need to be equipped to be used. Find what you can and get started. By default, you can equip these items without any cost to your 5 inventory slot. You can have 2 weapons, 1 health item, 1 armor item, 1 backpack, equipment item, and about 200 each ammo for each type of weapon. You can carry additional health and equipment in your inventory, but not weapons or armor. Managing inventory. Items are managed 2 primary ways. The inventory menu allows you to manage everything you have. You can consume perks, drop items for teammates, equip attachments, and more. The quick inventory menu will appear the first time you have something that you can interact with in your inventory. The goal of the quick inventory menu is to allow you to quickly change what you have in your inventory for you have equipped. You can change the type of health item will be used when you heal, activate a perk consumable, and even change out attachments on your weapons. The quick inventory is great when you're under pressure. Close the quick inventory when finished by using down on the D-pad. So it's basically like a quick search for option instead of like cycling through like your 5 slots or whatever. Items in the world can often be equipped immediately without using any inventory menu. For example, if you are looking at an attachment, the default action will be equipped. It's on the gun and you are holding in your hands if that weapon supports that attachment. The secondary action, if your inventory is not full, will be add it to your inventory space. That doesn't make sense. If your inventory is not full, will be add it to your inventory space. That does not make sense. It will be added to inventory space, as should have. Additionally, items will be auto-equipped in the order they were picked up. If the first equipment you pick up happens to be a frag grenade and the second equipment you grab is a concussion grenade, you will auto-equip the concussion grenade when you use the frag grenades. Item types of Blackout. So we have weapons. So in Blackout, weapons are found in various locations across the map. Pistols, submachine guns, assault rifles, shotguns, tactical and sniper rifles, as well as the rare rocket launchers are available. You can carry a maximum of 2 weapons at any time. You may find a rare weapon that comes with the best attachments for both already equipped. You can field strip it if you like, or even share it with a teammate. Moving on to attachments. How many and what type of attachments are available depends on the weapon. Some attachments only work with certain weapons and not every weapon supports all attachments. For example, SMGs do not support long-range scopes, while attachments equipped to a weapon do not take up slots in your inventory. Unequipped attachments will. Ammo. Every weapon has ammo types associated with it. You can keep track of your inventory menu display. Ammo does not consume inventory space, but there is a limit on how much ammo you can have, and we already know, guys, you can only equip 200 ammo per weapon. So that's 400, it'd be 400, yeah, 400 ammo combined for like whatever you could have. So sniper, SMG or whatever is 400 combined. Weapons and the ammo they use play a big role in how far and how fast the bullets will travel. Watch the traces that come in most ammo types to learn how to compensate for ballistic over long ranges. You may have to slightly lead a moving target and will often have to aim higher. Although it's still very much a work in progress for this beta and not final, the scopes and the optics within them can help compensate. So that's really cool that we're actually able to, yeah, you can like change weapons and stuff and like the rarities or whatever on Fortnite, but you're actually able to change attachments, and that's a big step for this game, is changing attachments. It's sort of like PUBG. So moving on to armor. In Blackout, you can carry and equip 1 piece of armor at a time. 3 levels of armor can be found in the world, each offer increased protection, but it's also harder to find. Wearing armor allows you to take calculated risks. However, if you are going up against another armored opponent, proceed wisely, as it would take them more than the usual number of shots to down them. Backpack. If you find a backpack, you can expand how much you can carry from the default of 5 to maximum of 10 items. That's pretty good. The backpack is the first storage item type, but it certainly won't be the last. So they're adding stuff all the time. Equipment. To round off your loadout, you can equip tactical and lethal grenades or common equipment like trophy items. Specialist-based equipment and items, while much harder to find in general, are also available in Blackout. Equipment such as razor wire, mesh mines and sensor darts do not require a specific character to equip and use. Whether used in isolation or together, you can set up the ultimate trap for the opposition or give yourself excellent situational awareness. So we already know like how to use these anyway from the beta from multiplayer, so that's pretty cool that it's all outlined there. So moving on to health, all players start with a match with 150 health, which we already know from the multiplayer anyway. It's the 100 health and then it's the 50 like shield, so to speak. You must find items that allow you to heal. There are 3 such items in the beta that allow you to restore health after taking damage. We've got the first aid kit, restores a small amount of health very quickly. This is the most common and you can stack 5 of them in one inventory slot. We have a med kit, restores a bit more health, but does so a bit more slowly. And we have the trauma kit, restores the most amount of health and provides a plus 50 health beyond the max. You cannot stack trauma kits, each require a slot in your inventory. So a trauma kit would actually take you up to 200% health, or it would be 150 health, sorry, and then you'd have your 50 shield still. In order to heal in Blackout, you must hold the heal button if your teammate is downed, and the icon will appear over the player and in the team widget that appears in the left corner of your HUD. Moving on to perks and consumables. How many perks you have in Blackout is limited only by your inventory space and what you can find in the world. In this context, consumables mean that the effect of the perks do not start until you activate that perk. How long it takes to activate a perk and how long the effects last are shown on the HUD in the inventory menu and depends entirely on how powerful the perk is. Pick up new and familiar perks in Blackout and experiment to figure out which ones ultimately work for you, playstyle and game strategy. Special items. Blackout features a few special items that can be game changers if you can find one. One example is a recon car. The recon car looks very similar to RCXD, but with one major difference: it doesn't explode. The recon car acts as a portable intelligence so that you can scope out locations before moving in or find the hiding spots of your opponents before you rush an attack. The recon car does not explode and can travel a limited distance while maintaining visibility, but if you find one, pick it up and use it to gather some location intelligence on the opposition. Some multiplayer specialists equipped the weapon are also available in Blackout. Try out the grapple gun, the sensor dart, the mesh mines, to name a few. In Blackout, any character can use any item. So supply drops and stashes. Although not the only place, the best place to find rare and special items are in supply drops and supply stashes. Supply stashes are hidden crates that can be found in multiple locations. Supply drops are airdropped crates. Be aware that when interacting with a supply stash or supply drop, you are vulnerable to attacks and most likely exposed. Have teammates cover you while you scavenge for supplies. Make sure you clear the area before you collect. Next segment is zombies, and we will be moving on to that in the next video. So if you are new, make sure you like and subscribe. And yeah, wait for the next video, guys, where we'll be going into the zombies section and talking about exactly where zombies are. See you guys on the next one. Peace out.